now. Harry didn't even watch the speech, I'm told. He didn't even bother to tune in, not while it was happening live, but even afterwards. He's completely ignored it. Now, this is unprecedented, Mark, that we've seen this. This is an enormous snub from Harry and Meghan Markle to King Charles and Queen Camilla. I mean, this speech, Mark, you must agree, was one of the greatest speeches we've ever heard delivered by a member of the royal family. I miss our late Queen terribly, but even she herself would doff her tiara, doff her crown to King Charles and say he did her memory proud. It was an absolutely fantastic speech. He had both sides of Congress standing in awe, absolute awe at what the king was saying. And to unite the house in what he did was just incredible. So testament to him. He is marvelous, and we are so lucky to have our wonderful, clever King Charles. But as for Harry,
he didn't shout. He didn't tweet. He didn't even pick up the phone. King Charles delivered the most devastating blow to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle in the history of the Sussex saga, and he did it in complete, deliberate silence. While Charles stood before both houses of Congress and received 11 standing ovations, Harry was sitting in a Montecito mansion, reportedly not even watching. The man who once called himself
his disgraced uncle Andrew. The difficult Duchess is preparing for life as plain old Montecito Meg after her hapless husband crossed the line in Ukraine and palace courtiers set in motion the process of stripping him and his family of their titles. Already, King Charles has blocked the Sussexes' plan to visit him in Britain because he wants to enjoy the summer, as opposed to having it ruined by a grasping couple on the make who he does not trust an inch. Now, as the seething sovereign nears the end of his tether, he is close to swinging the axe on his second son's regal status, just as he did when he ruthlessly reduced his brother, the former Prince Andrew, Duke of York, to lowly commoner, Mr. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. And make no mistake, social mountaineer Meghan is horrified at the grim prospect of becoming the next Fergie, like Sarah Ferguson, marrying upwards into royalty only to be forced by her husband's bad behaviour to rejoin the untitled masses.
Working royal couldn't spare 20 minutes for his father's greatest moment on the world stage? And palace insiders say that silence, that staggering, arrogant silence, may have finally been the last straw to what Charles is now quietly setting in motion. You need to understand exactly how we got here. Harry and Meghan have spent years cashing in on the Sussex name, the very name King Charles gifted them. The Australia tour was supposed to be a triumphant comeback. Instead, it became a PR catastrophe.
Meghan's worst nightmare. Harry's unforgivable breach of protocol as he sounded off in Kiev enraged his normally placid parent. To put it mildly, Charles has had enough. The not famously intellectual prince's bizarre speech demanding that America honoured its international obligations was way above his pay grade and interfered in diplomatic channels of which he knows nothing. Worse still, his preposterous, ill-informed utterings cast a dark cloud of awkwardness over his furious father's state visit to Washington, where a similarly outraged Donald Trump declared that Harry did not speak for the UK. The president was right. The dim Duke was there as a private citizen representing no one but himself. Now the White House, the palace and the British government remain united in their disdain for Harry's infantile intervention into complex matters.
They monetized their quasi-royal status, sold clothes off Meghan's back while hugging victims of a tragedy, and managed to offend the Australian public in the process. Back in London, Charles was watching. He considered stripping their titles right then and there. He didn't, but sources close to the palace say he filed it away. Then, Harry flew to Ukraine, not as a diplomat, not as a representative of the crown, as a private citizen, and then gave a televised interview insisting he was doing exactly what he was born to do. his speech called on America to honor its international obligations, directly interfering in diplomatic channels during his father's own state visit to Washington. President Trump, not exactly a man short on words, publicly declared Harry did not speak for the UK.
Like millions of appalled Brits, Charles was sickened by the sordid spectacle of the Sussexes shamelessly cashing in on their pretend royal tour of Australia, monetising their royal connection in exactly the venal way the late Queen Elizabeth did not want. Following their tawdry down-under antics, His Mortified Majesty seriously considered turning the Duke and Duchess into mere Mr. and Mrs. there and then. Characteristically, he didn't quite go through with it, but now, after Harry's irresponsible freelancing trip to Europe's war zone, the issue of what to do about the petulant prince has hit crisis.
Now, here's where it gets even darker. Stay with us, because what happened next in the fashion world may have exposed just how badly Meghan's entire empire is crumbling. Meghan was not invited to the Met Gala. Not as a last-minute cut, not as an oversight.
Ukraine, old ginger nuts, gave an astonishing interview to Britain's ITV News, shockingly insisting to correspondent Chris Shipp that he is precisely what he's not, a working royal. "I will always be a part of the royal family," he said. "I'm here working, doing the very thing I was born to do." Interesting definition of working. For a guy who's never done a proper day's work in his life, I guess it's hardly surprising he doesn't quite comprehend the concept. But as for what this delusional man-child was born to do, surely it wasn't to make a fool of himself lecturing the world about his juvenile views on the conflict with Russia. Or was he born?
She was actively kept out. Sources confirm Anna Wintour, the single most powerful gatekeeper in global fashion, has closed the door.
Bezos has the Washington Post, and they're now the sponsors of the Met Gala ball, which is coming up on Monday, Mark. Meghan has been snubbed. She's not been invited. No, she's not there. And that's because she has offended Dame Anna Wintour, it's been said. And she's offended Lauren, who tried to make a friend of Meghan several years ago and was inviting her to things, but Meghan snubbed her. And Meghan was reported to have called Lauren trashy. Well, people don't forget, Mark, when you call them names. They don't forget. And so Lauren has now ignored Meghan and has took a step back and has said, okay, you think I'm trashy? You do you. You
Wow.
do you. I'll do me. And so Meghan is not at that Met Gala on Monday, but someone else is. Another British aristocrat, a beautiful British Black aristocrat, and that is the Marchioness of Bath, Lady Emma Weymouth.
Add to that Lauren Sanchez Bezos, who once extended a hand of friendship to Meghan, only to reportedly be called trashy behind closed doors. That is a burn you do not recover from. While Meghan was absent from the fashion event of the year, a British Black aristocrat, the Marchioness of Bath, walked in and took the spotlight instead. And the celebrity circle is imploding. The Obamas, the Clooneys, Oprah, Elton John, the Kardashians.
Well, I read yesterday that she's just very disliked by the people that hold the golden key to getting into the gala, and that's basically Anna Wintour. I think Anna Wintour did sort of give her the hand of friendship in the beginning, but she is the, as former editor of Vogue and now overall sort of champion of fashion, she runs the Met Gala as her own private party, I think, in a way. And if she doesn't want Meghan there, Meghan won't be there. And it is a blow, because even if Meghan didn't want to go, she needs the kudos of being seen there, because that would really up her rate and make her a proper person in the fashion world, because that's what she's trying to do when she sells her rather tacky clothes off the back of some visit she's doing.
One by one, the names have gone cold. Meghan's Netflix show couldn't land a single genuine A-list friend.
Ingrid, of celebrities and important figures in the world of business and entertainment ditching the Sussexes. Because we know that Harry and Meghan were close, for example, to Elton John and David Furnish back in the day. Well, that seems to have gone cold. Lots of other celebrities, the Obamas, the Clooneys, Oprah Winfrey, Gwyneth Paltrow. It seems like this couple engage famous people and then lose them. I could also throw in the Kardashians, with whom they fell out last year over Kris Jenner's 70th birthday celebrations.
Absolutely. I think that Harry and Meghan, or particularly Meghan, let's say, feels that, you know, these celebrities need her. They need her to give them a bit of burnish. And actually, of course, they don't need her at all. And the minute that she does something to irritate them, they dump her, because they don't want to be seen to being attached to someone that's so undeniably unpopular, especially in Hollywood.
The brand is hollowing out from the inside. Meanwhile, Charles is being advised by senior courtiers that the only way to permanently end the embarrassment is to do what he did to Prince Andrew: strip the titles, cut the cord.
Well, yes, it really surprised me when her Netflix show was announced with Love Meghan, Ingrid, that didn't feature a single household name celebrity. I mean, I expected Elton to turn up for a latte, or the Obamas or the Clooneys or whoever you like. Serena Williams, of course. There are plenty of others who were absolutely noticeably absent from that TV show. The only supposedly big name she had was a woman called Chrissy Teigen, who was a notorious...
Subscribe to Royal Verdict, because this story is far from over, and neither are the secrets still buried inside the palace walls.